Today I'm showing you how you can add tracking to your Weebly forms, and more specifically Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager. So both tracking the views that you get on your forms, but also whether or not people press the submit button, for example. So we're going to start out with the most basic form that we can build in Weebly. It's just a template, contact us. It looks very bland, but let's assume that you've embedded this on your website, right? So you want to figure out how many people view your form, how many people click submit, what the conversion rate is like, and you already use Google Analytics, so you want all of that data there. So I'll show you how to set this up. I'm assuming you have a basic knowledge of Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager, but I'll show you the Weebly specifics. So under your settings, that's available in the free tier, under tracking, you have Google Tag Manager and your Google Analytics right there. Metapixels is a different story. So you just basically need to paste your measurement ID and your tag ID, right? So let's go ahead and do this so you can see how it works. So I have my dummy Google Analytics account right here, which doesn't have any active users or not a lot. And basically what I need is my measurement ID. So I just ask for it and I can just copy it, right? It always starts with G and I just paste this in here and I hit the publish button. So you'll notice I'll just copy this over and we'll load our form in. And then if we go back into analytics, you see in real time that my view is going to pop up. So that's where I'm located in Brussels. So this works, right? So that's the only thing you need to do. Just paste that in there and then republish your form. And now every time somebody opens up your form, you'll actually be able to see that data pop up in Google Analytics. Of course, this doesn't give you, there we go. This doesn't give you any conversion, right? So whether people actually click on something, you'll need Google Tag Manager for that. And let me show you a couple of specifics to get this working. So if we dive into Google Tag Manager, the first thing that we'll need to do is we'll need to set up a variable, because the thing that we're going to be listening to, the variable, is going to be class clicks, right? So we're going to listen to clicks on any class, any particular kind of class of button, namely the submit button. So we'll select that one and we'll submit this change that we have right here. There we go, it's gonna go publish. And then of course, what we also need to do is we need to add a trigger and then actually create our tag. So if we add a trigger, the thing that we need is of course a click, so all elements, and then some clicks, and in here you'll want to select as a variable click class, and then it needs to contain submit form. So submit hyphen form, that's the class that you want to enter in here to be able to correctly track your submit button clicks. So let's say it's submit trigger and press the save. So there we go. And of course, final step, we have our variable, we have our trigger. Now we just need to actually create a tag and then paste that into Weebly to have this work as well. So what we'll do is we'll create a new tag, which is of course going to be a Google Analytics tag. We can just save this right here. Although what we do need is that we need to add our measurement ID in here, which we didn't do. So let me go back and fetch my measurement ID, paste that in here, and then press save. There we go. Just save this. And of course, I forgot to give it a name. So let's say it's submit form, which can make sense. Press save. And let's add a trigger, namely our submit button trigger. Okay, so we have our tag set up. Now the final thing, of course, is that we need to copy our tag code right here and we need to paste this into Weebly, into the settings of your form, hit publish again, and then we're ready to test this out. So if we dive into Google Tag Manager and we hit the preview button, we'll be able to just paste our form link right here and see whether or not our tag fires correctly when we actually submit the form. So let's just fill this in so that we have some dummy data. It doesn't actually matter for the tag, but okay. Press submit. And then what we see here is that our tag, our submit event here fired once, namely when we press the submit button. So that's how you go about adding tracking information and tracking form submissions in Weebly if you want to use Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager. If you like these kind of videos and tutorials, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.